어딨냐고 물어봤지. 뭐 하냐고는 안 물어봤잖아.
The Boys Over Flowers cast looked like they had perfect lives, but the reality was shocking. One star lost $13 million in legal battles over violence accusations. Another was sleeping in parking lots while attending one of Korea's toughest universities. A cast member's husband got blackmailed for millions while she was pregnant. And one actor completely vanished for 5 years after a family tragedy. Today, we're uncovering what really happened to each cast member after the cameras stopped rolling. In 2006, Lee Mi-ho was just starting to build his career. He wasn't a superstar yet. He was just a young actor on a road trip with his friends, excited about what might come next. But one car ride changed everything. The vehicle crashed while heading to Gangwon province. The 2 people in the front seats died instantly. Lee Mi-ho and his friend Young Il Woo were in the back and barely survived. Lee fell into a coma for a month. When he woke up, his body was broken. He had multiple fractures in his ribs, thigh, and ankle. His knee was torn. A 46 centimeters metal pin had to be inserted in his thigh, and one of his legs was left permanently shorter than the other. For the next year, he couldn't walk, act, or even stand without pain. At that moment, his dream of becoming a star nearly ended before it had the chance to begin. That's why his rise after the accident felt so unbelievable. When he finally landed the role of Gu Junpyo in Boys Over Flowers, no one could see the pain he had lived through. The character became iconic, and Lee Mi-ho became the face of a generation. But the success didn't mean the danger was over. In 2011, while filming City Hunter, he was in another car crash. The trauma from that accident made his past injuries worse, and it would affect him again later in life. When the time came for his mandatory military service, he couldn't serve as an active-duty soldier because of those injuries. From May 2017 to April 2019, he worked as a public service officer at the Suso Social Welfare Center. Some people questioned his military path, but few understood the physical pain he still carried from years ago. Then came something no one expected. In 2022, he stepped into Hollywood with the series Pachinko. It was bold, dramatic, and deeply emotional. His performance didn't just impress his longtime fans, it stunned critics. The New York Times, Rolling Stone, and Collider all ranked his episode among the best TV moments of that year. It was no longer just about looks or charm. It was proof of how far he had come as an actor. But even with success, Lee Mi-ho has shared how hard it is to carry that spotlight. He said being at the top for 12 years came with pressure that made him feel like one mistake could ruin everything. In recent interviews, he admitted that sometimes he feels like he could fall at any moment. In July 2025, he revealed something even more personal. After losing his dog, he said he cried for days. It made him realize how lonely fame can be and how much he now dreams of getting married by the time he turns 40. Even with all the emotions behind the scenes, his business side is stronger than ever. He represents 11 major brands and covers 27 different product categories. From Hugo Boss to Fendi to Cuckoo, he's everywhere. His face is trusted by millions across Asia, and that makes him one of the most in-demand celebrities for endorsements. Now he's preparing for something huge again. His new film, Omniscient Reader, has a 30 billion Korean won budget and marks his return to movies after almost 10 years. He says the pressure is different this time. Dramas come with weekly feedback, but a movie is a one-shot thing. He admitted that he feels burdened by how clearly the audience will judge his work. Still, he's stepping back into that world with everything he's learned. All the pain he survived, and a heart that's still healing. She was once the face of innocence on Korean TV, the girl every viewer rooted for. Hye-sun wasn't just a character in a drama. She was a symbol of hope. But her real life didn't follow script. The fairy tale started falling apart in 2019 when her marriage to On Jae-hyun crashed in the public eye. At first, they seemed like a perfect couple, even giving their wedding money to charity. But then private messages leaked. They showed a relationship full of bitterness, mistrust, and emotional collapse. She accused him of emotional neglect. He said she lied her way into his apartment and recorded him in his sleep. The situation got worse when revealed he was on medication for depression and struggling financially. He had sold his home and taken loans to meet her demands. When the divorce was finalized in 2020, it left both of them bruised and fans stunned. But Koo didn't disappear. Instead, she did something no one saw coming. She went back to school, not just to pass time, but to excel. She returned to Sungkyunkwan University, where she had once dropped out and worked harder than ever. In February 2024, she graduated with a GPA of 4.27 out of 4.5. That's 97.7%. Most people would stop there. She didn't. She got into KAIST, one of South Korea's toughest universities, with an acceptance rate under 15%. Getting a master's in science journalism from there shocked even her critics. But her journey came with a price. She later admitted she had been sleeping in her car in parking lots because she had no stable place to live. The woman once seen as a pampered TV star was now a student living in her vehicle, chasing knowledge in a world that once turned its back on her. Yet, even that wasn't the end. In 2021, she patented a flat-folding hair roller called the Goo Roll. It wasn't just a gimmick, it was a real invention. By mid-2025, she launched a company based on it. The same woman who had cried on Instagram years earlier was now teaming up with a KAIST chemistry professor to bring her idea to life. She became a startup founder with legal patents and a government-approved business certificate. It was a transformation nobody could have predicted. Kim Hyun-joong, who played the soft-spoken prince, became the center of one of Korea's most painful celebrity scandals. It began in 2014 when his ex-girlfriend accused him of violent abuse. She claimed he caused injuries that needed 6 weeks of recovery. He admitted to one incident and settled for about $7,000. But things escalated when she claimed she was pregnant, then accused him of causing a miscarriage. Later, she retracted that part, but the damage was done. In 2015, Kim fired back with a defamation lawsuit. Meanwhile, she gave birth to a boy in September. A paternity test proved Kim was the father. Court after court revealed layers of emotional chaos and contradictory claims. In 2017, Kim won the case. The court ordered the woman to pay him 100 million Korean won. She was also given a suspended jail sentence for assault. But victory came with a price. During those years, Kim lost more than $13 million. His brand deals vanished. Concerts were canceled. Toyota, Elle, and Misha all dropped him. His agency broke ties, saying he couldn't be trusted. While serving his military duty from 2015 to 2017, he tried to escape the spotlight. But even then, stories about him kept surfacing. When he returned, he faced more problems. His former partner demanded full custody of their son and monthly payments. And in the middle of it all, Kim shocked everyone by marrying another woman in 2018. She had stood by him through everything. Within 3 years, he had 2 children with 2 different women. The press had a field day. His music comeback didn't help much. Albums that once sold hundreds of thousands now barely crossed 30,000. Venues shrank. Fees dropped from $500,000 to as low as $50,000 per show. In 2021, he was seen dining in luxury while still owing legal and child support debts. By 2022, it came out that he had moved into a smaller apartment worth 500 million Korean won, a big step down from his old penthouse. Hoping for a revival, he reunited with other SS501 members in 2023 and formed 501. But the response wasn't what they had hoped. Ticket sales were slow. Their shows happened in small halls and fan clubs instead of big stadiums. Kim Bum rose to fame as the charming Potter in Boys Over Flowers, stealing hearts across Asia. But behind the smile, there was something fans never saw. Even in his early 20s, Kim Bum was already dealing with a serious health issue. He had rheumatoid arthritis, a degenerative condition that ran in his family. For years, he quietly managed it with medication and exercise. But When it came time for military service in 2018, the truth finally came out. He didn't serve as a regular soldier like most actors. Instead, he was assigned to public service due to his condition. His agency confirmed that he had been receiving continuous treatment since his early 20s. That announcement shocked his fans. They had never imagined that the bright and energetic star had been silently fighting such a painful battle. After Boys Over Flowers, Kim Bum's love life became a constant topic in the media. In October 2013, he made headlines by going public with actress Moon Gun-young, his co-star from Goddess of Fire. The relationship was confirmed in November 2013, and fans were thrilled. But by May 2014, just 7 months later, the couple had broken up. Fans were heartbroken. Then in March 2018, only weeks before his military enlistment, Kim Bum confirmed another relationship, this time with actress Oh Hyun-seo. It felt like a final romantic chapter before his 2-year break from the spotlight. But that too ended quickly before he even completed basic training. 2 high-profile relationships, both ending suddenly, left fans wondering what was really going on behind the scenes. In the middle of all this, Kim Bum made a bold move that no one expected. In 2012, he stepped into music with a solo album titled Hometown, released on June 20th. He even held a live concert in Japan at the Stellar Ball in Tokyo's Shinagawa Prince Hotel. It wasn't just a hobby. He was serious. Fans could see that this was a real dream, not just a side project. Then came the international wave. In 2013, he played a major role in Sui Hark's Young Detective D, Rise of the Sea Dragon. The film became one of the highest-grossing Chinese releases of the year. Kim Bum was suddenly a star not just in Korea, but across Asia. He followed that up with Chinese dramas and films like V-Love, Lovers and Movies, and The Beloved. Without warning, he had quietly become a global actor. But what's most surprising today is how silent he's been about love. As of 2025, Kim Bum is 36 and completely single. Since his breakup with Oh Hyun-seo in 2018, there have been no confirmed relationships. Despite being one of the most eligible bachelors in Korea, he said nothing about dating or marriage. Fans search online constantly with phrases like Kim Bum wife trending again and again. But there's never any answer. No public sightings, no rumors that stick, just complete silence. That mystery only fuels the interest even more. Since finishing his military service, Kim Bum hasn't slowed down. He returned to the screen stronger than ever with major roles in Tale of the Nine-Tailed in 2020, Law School in 2021, and Ghost Doctor in 2022. Each project showed a different side of him, proving that he wasn't just a pretty face from a classic drama. He had range. He had staying power. Now he's set to star in the 2026 SBS drama Sold Out Again Today, where he'll play Executive Director C.O. Eric.